Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on Gran Turismo 7. I'm back with the latest time trial event to try and help you earn them 2 million credits as quickly and as easily as possible. Now we are at Lago Major, and again we are in another electric car. It's not the most exciting car you'll ever drive, but that is what is the 2 million credit time trial event for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, you are driving the brand new car that got launched on the last update. We drove the other one at Watkins Glen a week ago, and that's on for another week still. But this one will be your next 2 weeks of trying to get the gold. So let's go in, show you how to enter this. You're going to go into sport mode in the top right hand corner, and you're going to click onto the online time trial section. It's there. And when you click on that, you'll be greeted with 2 separate time trials. We have guides for both of these now on the channel. So if you're looking for one for Watkins Glen, simply click on the channel. It'll be within the 2 million credit playlist, and you should be able to maybe find some lap time improvement there. So this is what we've got this week. We're currently predicting the gold. I'm predicting it at 2 minutes 18.250. It could go quicker, it could go a little bit slower, but that's what I reckon you need to get. You need to get that time or faster to try and ensure you get the gold. Now I did manage to get my lap into the top 10 briefly, so there is a replay there for you to chase. So simply, if you want to chase my ghost whilst you're following this guide, just add that ghost in to chase on the leaderboard. So going into turn 1, we're going to be braking in between the third and the second board. So right about now, you can see halfway in between the black board that you can see in front of us and the one we've just gone past there. So braking halfway there, keep it in a straight line while you're braking and reducing that speed. Remember, no gear shifts for rotation with this, so just keep it in a straight line, wait until you've slowed it down quite a bit, then kind of trail brake off, let that car start to rotate. You can take a big chunk off the entry into the first apex. Just be careful when you get back onto the throttle there, it doesn't unstabilize too much. And then now into this next right hand corner, onto the brakes very early to try and rotate it in here. Right hand tire up onto the yellow part of the curb if possible. That will help with a bit of rotation as you put the power down and accelerate out this corner. Now be careful of obviously the torque steering with this car because it's an electric car. And now into this next left hand corner, you want to try and widen the line in out from the outside here, and then attack into this apex. Now what you'll do is you stay on the throttle and then off the throttle briefly now, just to start letting that car rotate. When you come off the throttle, this car will rotate a lot better. So off the throttle, then back onto the throttle as you clip the apex of the curb there. And now you want to get the car back over to the left hand side as much as possible. You can see I'm a little bit compromised here, would have rather have been a bit further over, but as long as you get on the brake nice and early, you can then rotate the car back in, get that right hand tire up onto the curb here. As soon as it's on the curb, you can pretty much get on the throttle. You can see there instantly onto that throttle aggressively as I hit the curb there. So if you get that angle right, you can get out of this corner pretty early on the throttle and accelerate now down into the next braking zone. So the first sector not particularly great on this lap. I think I was over a tenth off what I normally get, so not a brilliant one. But we're going to use the end of the yellow curb here on the left as a reference, the painted surface there as a reference for when to get on the brakes. I'm pretty much getting on the brakes just past that point there. And now we're going to be slowing the car down in as straight as line as you can without running onto the grass on the left hand side. So just be careful you don't go too far out onto the grass there. And now once you've trail braked, lift off the throttle on the brake and just let the car coast ever so slightly there before getting back on the throttle. When you lift off there, it rotates the car lovely through that corner and enables you to then carry a lot of speed up into the next braking zone. So now we're going into the fast flowing corners here, and using the start of the curb as our braking reference for the first part of the fast corner. So letting that brake kick in, trail braking off, using a lot of the curb and also a bit of extra on the left there. You can use some of the cobblestone. And again, into this next right-hand corner, you can really take advantage of the track limits through this section. You can get your right-hand tyre all the way up onto that grey bit of tarmac, left-hand tyre on the curb. As long as you don't go too far over, you won't get a penalty. And again, little lift off the throttle just as you're entering into this next left-hand corner, just to get the rotation for this high-speed corner. You can see there, using the curb again, and then back onto that throttle aggressively now, flat out all the way through this section, no lifting at all. Take a lot of the curb here to straight line it as much as possible, and then early into this right hand corner to try and smooth the line out. You want to be very gentle with your inputs as you go through here. Try and not put too much input in so you're scrubbing the tires. And now into the next braking reference, we're going to be braking just past the 100 board as we see it here now. You see 100 board above our head there, and we're braking just past it there. So onto the brakes again in a straight line. Keep this car slowing down in a straight line, and then once you've took quite a bit of speed off, you can start rotating it into this apex where you want to get the right hand tire to clip the curb, and you can actually take a bit more curb off. You can see I braked a little bit fraction too late there, and turned in a bit late, so slightly missed the apex. Would have rather been a bit closer to apex so I could get on the throttle a little bit earlier, but still managed to get away with it. Not too bad there. Now into this next left hand corner. This is actually trickier than it looks. You actually have to get off the throttle to start rotating in it ever so briefly, or turn in very early. I turned in a little bit too late here, which means I'm a little bit late on the apex. You can see missing the white line. You can see how the ghost in front right tire was on the white line. That's the ideal line through there, because then that'll enable you to take the correct line through this next part. You can see again, watch the ghost, he goes over the grass. I'm compromised slightly and my right tire only goes over the curb, so a couple of attempts lost there alone. There's definitely more time to find on that corner, and I can actually see I'm 2 temps down on that sector to what I normally do, so a little bit down there. However, going into this next corner, braking just past the 100 board, in between the 100 and the 50, you can see we're going to trail brake it in. Now I actually hooked this up quite nicely because we get it rotated in. Right hand tire just clips the apex here. This enables us to get on the throttle and push the car out quite wide, and then just lift off the throttle just before the end of the curb. You can see here off the throttle, and that's going to help with the rotation. You can see also onto the brakes ever so slightly there at the same point as well. And now because of that, we've got really good rotation through here, which has enabled me to get onto the throttle again aggressively and stay on the throttle. And again, left hand tire over the sausage curb on the left, just keep it to the left of it, and then you can accelerate out of this corner all the way down into the final corner, which again, it's all about getting the line right here. So you can see we're going to brake in between the 2 black boards that you can see on the right hand side. Braking now, earlier is better than late for this corner. Brake a little bit earlier, give yourself the line into the corner, and then give yourself the ability to get on that throttle early. So you can see here, you want to get that left hand tire just up onto the curb here, and then wait for the grip, and then start putting that throttle down, and then you can stay on that throttle because you can actually use some of the tarmac on the outside here over the white line. So completely flat out now to the finishing line, and we go over the line for a reasonably okay 2:15.7. It's nothing special. There was a few mistakes in there, but yeah, it'll do us for the track, guys. So hopefully that'll help you out. Let's have a little watch of that lap from the chase camera using the kilometers an hour just to show you the lines and stuff like that with this car. Like I said, it's not the most exciting time trial I've ever done, not my favorite track, and also the car, again, I wish PD would start using some more fun combos for these time trial events. The time trial events, in my opinion, should be about experimenting with some really interesting combinations, but at the moment, 2 electric combos in a row. So again, you can see here we slightly miss the apex there, and we don't really get the car fully extended on the track width there, but I do hook up the apex and manage to get on the throttle quite nicely there. So a little bit down on this point, but not too bad on the exit speed going into this next right hand corner. You can see here getting on the brake at that right point just as the yellow curb, and then just lift off the throttle here enables that car to coast almost, and it gets a lot of grip when you coast through that part of the corner, and then you can get back on that throttle and accelerate up into this next left hand corner. Again, I probably took a little bit too much curb on the left hand side here, so maybe a bit too much curb there, but it allows you to do it. And then left hand tire up onto the curb again, just a little lift off the throttle to get that rotation, then back onto the throttle completely 100% all the way into the next braking zone on the hairpin down here. So not too bad through there. Definitely could be a little bit quicker, but it's quite a tricky car to get right through that section. It isn't as easy as it sometimes looks. So past the 100 board now, and we're going to brake very, very aggressively here. You want to slow the car down again, slightly miss the apex there. Could have been a little bit better. We've been able to get on the throttle up this hill, and this left hand corner is quite tricky. Normally you just send it up here flat out, but this car understeers that much. You've got to turn in very early. So again, a little lift off the throttle again into this right hand corner just to stop the car running wide. It's very easy to do. Be careful of that corner. Very easy to run wide into the wall. And then again, this corner is all about just hitting this apex and being very patient on the throttle. So you can see patient off the throttle, and then when the grip's there, back onto the throttle. Again, left hand tire over that sausage curb. That line there definitely helps. I actually gained on the top time on that corner alone, so there is more time to come off the time trial. That's why I think it will get down to about an 18.250 for the gold at least. But yeah, hopefully this guide will help you out. Let me know in the comment section if it does. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. I'll be back with one of these again next week. So yeah, I'll see you then for another video. Thanks again for watching, everyone.